What if I told you one war you've probably barely heard of is the reason the United States even exists? A war so chaotic, so brutal, it dragged Europe into a global conflict and left a young British colony on the edge of rebellion. This is the story of the war that changed everything. It's the mid-1700s. Two superpowers, Britain and France, are locked in a silent battle for control of North America. The prize? Land, resources, power. The British colonies stretch along the east coast. The French? They control vast territory from Canada all the way down the Mississippi River. And right in the middle? A massive, contested wilderness called the Ohio River Valley. This land isn't empty. It's home to powerful Native American nations, many of whom will decide the fate of the war. Then, everything explodes. A young, inexperienced officer named George Washington is sent into the wilderness. His mission? Push the French out. Instead, he sparks a battle. Shots are fired. A French officer is killed. And just like that, a global war begins. At first, things go terribly wrong for the British. They underestimate the enemy. They don't understand the terrain. And they definitely don't expect guerrilla warfare. The French, alongside native allies, strike fast, vanish into forests, and crush British forces again and again. One of the worst defeats? General Braddock's army ambushed and destroyed. The message is clear. This won't be an easy victory. But then, everything changes. Britain goes all in. More troops, more money, more ships. The war spreads beyond America, into Europe, Africa, even Asia. What started as a colonial dispute becomes part of the massive 7 Years' War. And slowly, the British begin to win. It all comes down to one city, Quebec. High on cliffs, nearly impossible to attack. But in a daring, almost unbelievable move, British forces climb those cliffs in the dead of night. At dawn, the two armies face off. In minutes, it's over. Both commanders are dead. But the British win. And with that, France's grip on North America collapses. The war ends in 1763. France loses almost everything. Britain now controls a massive empire in North America. Sounds like total victory, right? Not exactly. Because this war leaves Britain with a huge problem. Debt. Massive, crushing debt. So what do? They turn to the colonies and start taxing them. And that is where things spiral. Angry colonists, new taxes, growing resentment, all leading directly to the American Revolution. So yeah, the war you probably never learned much about, it didn't just change a continent. It created a country. And it all started with one mistake: in the wilderness. Like and subscribe.